This was something I shared on Channel News Asia FM 938 Live back in 2011. And if you think that this information is going to be outdated, think again. The truth is, many home sellers are still making the same mistakes today. Hi, this is Alex Chua from Home of the Elites, and having been in the real estate business for the last 30 years, I have seen many mistakes that home sellers made. In this 10-part series, I will share with you the 10 most common mistakes that home sellers made, and not only that, I will share with you how you can avoid these mistakes. This was something I shared on Channel News Asia FM 938 Live back in 2011. And if you think that this information is going to be outdated, think again. The truth is, many home sellers are still making the same mistakes today. Before we get started, I would like you to click on the follow us button on our Facebook page and also hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Remember to turn on the notification so that you can be updated whenever we load new contents onto our channels. Okay, so if you are ready, let's get started with mistake number 1. I can sell my own property without engaging a real estate salesperson. Let's call real estate salesperson RES in short. Yes, you are absolutely right. You can definitely sell your own property without engaging a RES, and there are just 3 things that you need to take note of. Firstly, you will need to possess market knowledge, which is critical. Then, you need to have the time. And finally, you will need to have certain skills to do it right. And I'm not just talking about negotiation skills, but others as well, which I will come to that in a while. Let's begin with market knowledge. As a home seller who is unrepresented and trying to sell your own property without engaging a RES, you will need to know what is happening in your neighborhood. For some experienced RES who specialize within a particular estate or a certain types of property, they spend a lot of time keeping themselves up to date with the market. They know which are the units for sale, what has been sold, or even how long a particular property is being marketed. They are on the ground every day and have a good feel of what is happening. All such information helps the RES negotiate better, regardless they are representing a home buyer or a seller. As a home seller who's unrepresented, you will need to know just as much so that you do not end up overpricing or underpricing your property. What about time? Do you have the time to run advertisements and handle all enquiries? You can expect more than 30 calls a day, with more than half of them from RES asking for permission to market your property. Don't be surprised when that happens. And after getting all the calls, you will have to coordinate the viewing appointments so that they do not clash with one another, followed by handling the negotiations, which is a good thing if that happens. Finally, the paperwork, and that is assuming everything went through smoothly. Everything that I have just shared requires skills, regardless you are dealing with a direct buyer or a RES representing a buyer. For direct buyers, what would you do if a couple spends an hour viewing your property, asking you a lot of questions, and showing strong interest, but the minute they walk out of your door, you do not hear them anymore? Do you make the first call to follow up on them? Think about this for a moment. In a negotiation process, it is a known fact that whoever makes the first move to reach out to the other party loses the bargaining power. The prospect might be keen, but careful not to make the first move or initiate the first offer, but rather wait for the sellers to contact them. Tricky as it might seem, negotiation is not just about what is verbally communicated, but also a psychological mind game whereby our actions speak louder than our words. In this instance, having a RES to act as a cushion might be good for both parties. But the question is, who is the RES representing? You or the buyer? Negotiation process can be long and tedious, even dragging on for months, with neither the buyer nor the seller willing to give in. Without a RES, direct buyers may also expect sellers to sell the property to them at a lower price since the seller is saves on the commission. So you might not really be saving your money after all. Remember, I mentioned earlier that it's not just about negotiation skills. What other skills would you need? You will need to know how to write attractive ad copies to get prospective buyers excited even before viewing your property. You can have the most enticing ad copy, but if you fail to target the right audience, all your effort will be wasted, which is why knowing which platform to promote your property is just as important. And if you have some digital marketing skills, that will definitely help a lot as well. Home sellers, the next point that I'm going to share with you is very important. If you cannot remember everything in this video, this is the one point that you must remember. You must know how to create a demand for your property so that your prospects will not feel that he or she is the only buyer out there. You know the meaning of lowballers, and you do not want to attract this group of people. Well, if all this seems too much for you, then you are better off engaging a RES to do the job for you. But I'm not saying you should engage any RES without doing your due diligence. It is true that all RES are in the business of consultation when it comes to buying, selling, or leasing properties. While some may choose to specialize, others may prefer to do everything that comes along the way. So you will need to be very careful who you choose to work with. For landed properties and luxury real estate, an experienced RES who is also a specialist makes the difference. It has been proven that a specialist can negotiate and secure prices 5 to 10% higher or even more compared to the last similar transaction in your neighborhood. So do your homework, talk to some of these RES to find out what they can do for you. Remember, always get the right person for the right job, and it will make your life easier or even help you achieve a new benchmark for your property. I hope all the information that I have shared makes sense to you and help you understand what to expect. After all, making mistakes in a real estate transaction is always costly. This is Alex Chua from Home of the Elites. Thank you for watching this video, and please remember to hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification, and watch out for our next video whereby I will share with you mistake number 2 that many home sellers made. Till then, you stay safe and I'll see you soon.